everyone, welcome to Artishel's Art World. This is Shilpa aka Artishels from www.artishels.com, and in this video I am going to share with you a little review on these watercolor brush pens or watercolor brush markers. So this is my first time using these markers, so I'm going to give you my take on what I felt about them. So as you saw, these are by the brand Camlin, and these are all the colors that came in these markers. I have this 12 color set, and they even come in 6 colors as well, and they come in this really nice sturdy little plastic case. It is very nice and sturdy, and I don't think it'll easily fall apart, so you have a safe little case to keep your colors. So I really like this about them. Next I wanted to try out how's the tip. So tip was of course it was like a brush, it was bending like a brush, so it was a synthetic tip as you can see. So over here I'm just trying to use it and see how it works. So next I decided to try out all the colors on this watercolor paper that I have over here. What I found is each and every color was so beautiful and so bright, and all the colors and pens were so very pigmented. None of the colors were like dragging, dry, or not juicy. All the colors were so juicy, so very well pigmented, and so bright as you can see. And I really loved this in these pens. Next, because they are watercolor pens, I decided to try them out with water. So with a brush and water, I started applying water over all the colors that I had already tried on my watercolor paper, and found that they were blending really well with the water, except some colors like the purple over here and the blue color. As you can see, they were not blending well, but most of the colors were really blending. Like you can see the red and browns over there, and right here I'm blending the yellow and the orange. So they were really amazingly blending with the water as well. So I was really happy with this quality of these watercolor brush pens. And next I decided to make a little rough drawing, just some flowers and some leaves, and try watercolor technique on these flowers. So first I'm just coloring the flower with orange, and then spreading the orange color just using water and plain brush, and it was really amazingly getting spread over the flower as if like real watercolors. I did not feel that as I was working with the pens. It was like I was actually working with watercolors. It was so juicy and so amazing. And on top of that, when I gave the shading with the purple, like the petals of the flowers, they are already wet with water because of the orange color that I have used. And on top of those wet petals, I just applied this purple color, and even that blended magically with the orange that I had already done over there. And next I did a little bit of background, and used some other watercolor techniques, as you can see over here on the rest of the little drawing as well. And so as you can see on the other flower, I just completely drenched the other flower first with plain water, and on top of those wet petals of the flower I am applying this pink and yellow, and check out how amazingly it is getting blended. I'm really enjoying the way these colors are actually working like real watercolors. I know these are watercolor pens, but still, I really felt like, a child with a new crayon set, or a child, who has recently got his back to school new supplies. I was actually feeling like that, when these pens were actually working like watercolors. I was so happy with that. And even, while blending these colors with the water, their pigment was not getting less. It was still very juicy and pigmented, and the pigments were still very bright, and that I found really very interesting. Like, even after adding water, the green is not getting dull, the orange is not getting dull, no color is actually getting dull. And next I decided to try out how these colors blend with each other without any water. If we just wanted to use the pens without any water, how they blended with each other. And even that, as you can see over here, it's really bright and it's really full of energy. There's no dullness to it. And then with all the blended colors, I again added some water to see how it works. So this was my little experiment with my new watercolor pens, and my review is they are absolutely excellent. Now I have Camlin watercolor pens right here, but I am assuming that all watercolor pens must be like that. I haven't tried any other watercolor pens, but I am in love with them, and they are my absolutely new favorite art supplies to work with. And I know that I can create magic with them. So I really hope that you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And I am planning the 1 marker challenge and 3 marker challenge with these watercolor pens. So if you would like to watch my 1 marker challenge and the 3 marker challenge with these watercolor pens, then do let me know in the comments below, and I would love to know your thoughts as well on these pens. And don't forget to join my newsletters. The link to my newsletters will be right there in the down bar to be the first one to know about the release of Arishal's Online Art Academy, which is going to be this year. So till I see you next time, bye and happy creating. Bye.